Hi everybody, Dana Sparks, Director of the Real Estate Academy of America and qualifying broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors. In the ongoing series on the changes that the Georgia Association of Realtors has made to their contract package, please check out all the videos below for all of the other videos I have done on some of the changes, as well as a link to the Real Estate Academy of America is teaching free 3-hour CE classes all throughout Metro Georgia on the contract changes. We're teaching them virtually as well as in person, hosted by Maximum One Realty companies throughout the state of Georgia. So link below, sign up for a class, and we hope to see you then. But in this ongoing series today, I wanted to talk about one of the changes that the Georgia Association of Realtors has made in the listing agreement. It's in the listing agreement, it's exclusive and non-exclusive, but maybe just exclusive. But I specifically wanted to talk about GAR F101. And one of the things that they have mentioned and addressed regarding co-op commission with agents or brokers who and how that relates to an MLS system. So sit back, let me go over this. This does tie into some information regarding NAR's clear cooperation policies, and a lot of the MLS services, the multiple listing services throughout the state, have adopted as their own membership rules and regulations that echo or very similar to NAR membership rules or clear cooperation policies, even though every broker and every agent that are members of some of these MLS systems are not realtors. So even though I reference the NAR clear cooperation policy, again, a lot of these MLS services have adopted those rules, regulations, policies, knowing that not everybody is a realtor. But that's why I'm going to reference both. And so let me just read you what it says in 2023, where it is, and explain a little bit about what all of that means. In the listing agreement, the seller brokerage agreement, I have still not used to that name change. If you will look under the brokerage section, which is paragraph B4, under B4B, where it talks about the sharing of commission and MLS membership. What it now says in 2023, the title of the label for this subparagraph is sharing of broker's commission with cooperating broker. And it states, if specified in Section A herein, and Section A is where it has the total amount of commission the seller is paying and how much of that commission is being shared with a cooperating broker, should they be the procuring cause of sale. So it states in the explanatory paragraph, it says, if specified in Section A herein, broker shall share his commission with the cooperating broker, if any, who procures the buyer of property by paying such cooperating broker at closing the percentage of the sales price of the property referenced above, or a flat amount, if any. There may be times when the broker may not pay the cooperating broker the full amount of the commission as set forth in Section A herein. If this agreement specifies that no commission is being paid by the seller's broker to the cooperating broker, then no such commission obligation shall exist. Seller's broker shall have no obligation to pay any cooperating broker who is not a participant of any in the multiple listing services which the property is listed a commission, unless cooperating broker has negotiated and executed with the seller's broker a co-op commission agreement. Okay. Likewise, I'll get to that in a second. What does all of that mean? Well, this change, the verbiage before about seller's broker may not even pay a co-op commission, And that's a little bit separate issue from the MLS service. So what does all that mean? That's in response to this extremely hyper-competitive, hyper-fast market that we have experienced, where there are more buyers than there are sellers. And what was happening is a lot of sellers and listing brokers were not paying the commission to a buyer's broker, and the buyer's broker needed to be paid the commission based on the buyer brokerage agreement that that buyer had signed with their own broker. So this is just a reflection of that, and that is also addressed in the purchase and sale agreement and on the instructions to closing attorney. But what I specifically want to cover in today's video has to do with the MLS services. What does all that mean? Well, the MLS services, the multiple listing services, are services that are membership driven, and they are in existence for the benefit of the members that have chosen to have membership with that MLS service. So what do you get by being a member? Well, if you, i.e. your broker, is a member of that MLS service, and there are some services where you as the agent also have the option of joining that MLS, even if your broker, if your broker belongs, there are some MLS services where the agent has the option of joining. There are other MLS services where if the broker belongs, every agent must also belong to that MLS service. So if there are brokers who belong, pay membership dues, pay membership, have signed a membership agreement with an MLS service, then part of that is that the members, the cooperating members of that MLS service, share information about listings for sale that those brokers and agents may then share with their public to help them get a house. If you're not a member of that MLS service, then that information, you might come across it, but the rules do not apply to you if you're not a member. Specifically, the disclosure of the co-op commission that a seller or listing broker, seller's broker, is willing to pay a buyer's broker for being the procuring cause of sale. If your broker is not a member of that MLS service, then that is not a promise to pay you. You would need a separate agreement between your broker and the listing broker if you want to make sure that you're not working for free, or want to make sure or want to determine or negotiate if the seller, the seller's broker, is paying you versus the buyer paying you directly. So a little bit more information about that. Basically, what you would do, what I would suggest you do, is use GAR has a form. This is not a new form. It's an existing form called F258, and it is co-op commission agreement to be used prior to showing. It's similar to the instructions to closing attorney, but it is an agreement strictly between the seller's broker and the buyer's broker before the buyer's broker ever shows that listing, to negotiate any commission that the seller's broker is going to pay the buyer's broker should that turn into a contract and go to closing. Again, that's F258. You buyer's agents, you absolutely need to use this before showing a property that is not in an MLS of which you are a member. And I would also use it with new construction when that new construction house is not in an MLS service to which you belong also. So a little bit, another comment about multiple listing services. Again, they are membership based. And specifically, let me read you a little bit of information from FMLS and Georgia MLS. So under Rule 2, duties of the FMLS office, it does say that the duty of FMLS, First Multiple Listing Service, is to act as a central processing and distribution point for the benefit of its members. And then it goes on to say there's listings and other materials and information that is shared. Under Georgia MLS, under Section 1 of their membership rules, it goes on to say that the multiple listing service is a means by which authorized participants make blanket unilateral offers of compensation to other participants. Again, you buyer's agents working with buyers, if you find a property that your buyer wants to see and eventually write a contract on, if the information about that property is not in an MLS service or is in an MLS service, but your broker, you are not a member of that same MLS service, then the offer of co-op commission does not apply to you. You cannot stand on that because you're not a member of that MLS service. You need to secure in writing an agreement for commission that the seller's broker, the listing broker, will pay your broker. So that has always been the case. That does have to do with clear cooperation policy. It is an echo of the NAR clear cooperation policy. And for 2023, that has now been spelled out in the exclusive seller brokerage agreement, GAR Form F101. And again, that verbiage is all clarified under paragraph B4B, the sharing of brokers' commission with cooperating broker. Thank you so much for watching. Dana Sparks, Director of the Real Estate Academy of America and qualifying broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education. Bye. If you like that video, check out the one here. If you like the content on this entire channel, please click here to subscribe. I try to take even the most complicated of real estate situations and make them crystal clear. See what I did there? Real estate made crystal clear. Thank you guys so much for watching.